What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Morning Movie Chat. I am your host, Trinity. Thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you're all having a very good day today. Here we are on Friday. Friday the 7th, 2020. And man, I'm telling you, we're already a week into February, and this month is flying by. You know what, guys? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Anyway, so yeah, here we are going into Friday already, and thank you all so much for being here. Much appreciated. Sith Lord, Fanjecture, everyone else out there who is tuning into the show, thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you're all having a very good day today. And got a few things we're going to talk about. Terrazon, thank you so much for being here. A few things we're going to talk about here today, and well, for one thing, I guess, guys, let me start off by saying, if you're not already, make sure that you're subscribed here to the channel, and make sure you have the notifications turned on so you get updates anytime I upload new videos or anytime I go live. In case you guys don't already know, I do this show, the Morning Movie Chat, every single day during the work week, Monday through Friday, at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sometimes, it might be about 8:05, 8:10. Sometimes I like to give that little bump just in case your favorite YouTuber, in case it's not me already, drops a video, you have time to watch their video, because most people keep them about 10 minutes. They keep them reasonable length, unlike me. I'm telling you, it's crazy. I turn what should be a little 5-minute comic book review into like a 15-minute video. And no, that's not for reasons of putting ads in videos or anything like that, because that's ridiculous, because I don't get that many views. Believe me, I'm thinking about some of that ad stuff anyway. But anyway, just because it's crazy, because I'm a small channel. I don't get a whole lot of traffic. I'm not generating a lot of money for it. So does ad money really matter? Or just the awesome support of you people being here, viewing the channel, sharing it with your friends, being here in the chats, and just interacting here on the channel. To me, that's much greater. And yeah, I don't know, something that I'm going to be discussing with my Patreons later this week. I owe all my Patreons a video. I'm a little bit late getting out a stream for them, and but hey, it happens. I've been really busy, and plus there's been a lot going on here over the past couple of weeks, and I've actually got another video planned that I want to do for the Patreon supporters over there as well. And I've been thinking about things. I've been kind of in contact with a couple of different viewers here of the channel who have shared some of their insights and things that they think I should do. Eli Gray has been reaching out to me, and even LB from the Lonely Banter, just talking to us about different things, giving us ideas of things that we could maybe do to improve. Not even necessarily improve, because he likes the content, but just different things to do, for the channels and stuff like that. And it's much appreciated hearing from viewers that are passionate about the stuff and want to give us suggestions and lend a helping hand and things like that. It's always greatly appreciated, that kind of support. And so anyway, yeah, and like I said, guys, I'm talking about my Patreon supporters. There are links down in the description where you yourself can become a monthly Patreon supporter for as little as $1 a month, or you can do $5, $10. I think that's all the tiers I got on there right now. And don't look too much into those yet, because I've just got to think a little bit more about what I want to do there. But I do have some ideas for the Patreon supporters. So thank you so much to all of those people. But like I said, most of all, thank you to all you people who show up here every single day and make it to the live streams, who make it to the videos when I premiere them, and even when I just drop the videos here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for tuning into those, watching those videos, giving them likes, giving them dislikes, whatever it is you do, leaving comments in there. I appreciate it. That's one of the things I definitely appreciate about the community, that I've grown here with the help of others. With the help of others, this community that I have grown here has been really, really awesome, and I've really had a great time over this past, God, what is it? It's going to be 13 months now, 14 months now. Growing the channel here, it's been really good, and it got me hopeful for what 2020 has in store. It makes me happy for those kinds of things, and it's really great, kind of, I don't know, I guess getting in touch more with the community. Like I said, yesterday we just had Chillmonger on, and kind of got a little, we talked a little bit about some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about yesterday with Sam Raimi, and coming into direct Doctor Strange too. But yeah, guys. Anyway, I'm kind of getting a little bit off the track here, but all of that was to say thank you all to my Patreon supporters and all of the people who do here make it here to these live streams. Like I said, make sure you invite your friends. Tell them to come hang out with here. You know what? Hey, tell your mom. Hey, I'm being serious. She might enjoy the show. She might enjoy the show. My mom enjoys the show every now and again. She enjoys, and not. No, I'm not gonna flex. I was gonna do the gun show thing, but like I'm not in no condition right now to be flexing. Except for tonight, guys, don't forget, make sure that you are subscribed and tune into the Trailer Park Live tonight. Because in case you guys don't already know, what I do every single Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is I start off the show by, it's a live stream show just like this one, where it's a little more R-rated. We get a little more into things, and you know, maybe get to know me as a person, maybe just a little bit better. So I always start that show off by talking about some of the comic books that I've read for the week, and then we get in and I interact with you all as I talk about some of the things that have happened throughout the week in comic books and movies, in nerd news and fandom news and things like that. So guys, make sure that you are subscribed and have those notifications turned on, because I can guarantee you tonight is a night you're not going to want to miss. It's going to be a good night. It's going to be fun. We're going to get on there and we're going to talk about some comic books. And then we're going to get in and we're going to deep dive into just some other things that have been happening out there in the fan world. And it's going to be one hell of a good time. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. So make sure you're there. Make sure you're there tonight. Okay, guys, so thank you all again so much for being here today. So I just wanted to get all that stuff kind of plugged in there so you guys are ready for tonight's show. Get primed up, guys. Woo! It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And sorry, guys, I'm feeling a little bit good. Had some, had a nice little warm up this morning, getting ready to go and do a little bit more workout before I head out of the house here today. In case you guys aren't already, make sure do something for your health every day. You know what I mean? You see me drinking coffee, but you know what? Stay hydrated. Drink your water. Ooh, am I Spider-Man standing? I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm excited about all this stuff. But make sure you get out and do something for your health today. Make sure you stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. Go for a walk in the morning. Go for a jog. Go for a bike ride. Go out in the garage and lift some weights. Well, I got my garage full of weights. But maybe go to the gym if you have a gym membership. Don't let it just go to waste. Don't pay for it and not use it. You know what I'm saying? So do these things. I can guarantee you it'll help you. It's good for you. Get out and get your body moving. Your body is an amazing machine. That's what it's built for. It's not built to be sedentary. You should get out. You should do some movements. If you don't have weights at your house, you don't have a gym membership, get out in your garage. I can guarantee you have something out there that you can lift repetitively. In sets and stuff. Do some reps and do some sets, and it will help you out. There's things around the house, man. You know what? Just get moving. I can guarantee you it's going to be good. Getting your heart rate going, getting your blood flowing. It helps out your muscles, it helps out your body, and it helps out your mind most of all. So make sure that you guys get out there and do that. And maybe I'm just a little bit pumped up too, because I'm getting to that phase in my training where like the fatigue is starting to set in, and like by the end of the days I'm just like, oh, I'm dragging. And then you wake up after a good day. I didn't work out yesterday. I was supposed to do a little 1 hour workout, but you know what? I didn't. Because I was feeling a little tired, fatigued. Take the day off. You wake up the next day feeling energized, ready to just take everything on. Okay. So that's why you should do it. I mean, it's all about progression. When you go out and do things, make sure that you have a plan. You got to have a plan out there, something specific to you, something that you can stick to, something that you want to do. Don't set yourself up for failure when it comes to these kinds of things, because that's so easy to do. Sometimes people set the bar too high. They set unrealistic goals and different things like that, and that's not what you want to do. Especially if you're just getting started. You need to start slow. Take baby steps. It's okay. You don't have to go knock out home runs out the park every single day. You know what I mean? It's more about consistency, and that's the same thing with just about anything in life. Consistency. Doing something on a consistent basis is going to be better for you than overdoing it today, doing nothing tomorrow, doing nothing the next day, and then doing something again 3 days later, 4 days later. That's not good. You know, you might as well not even do anything if that's the case, because your body needs to adapt. It makes adaptations, and I'm telling you, it does. There's just so many other good things. So many other good things. And here I went off again. On another tangent. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for being here. Going to get here into the live chats and see who all is here, and then we'll get into a little bit more of today's topics, which is really pretty much the same thing we was talking about yesterday, but I want to talk about just a little more. But you know what? I want to ask you guys. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you ever want to, you know, if you ever have something specific you want me to read, make sure that you tag me in the post when you write at Second Street Marvel. Right there, you tap every single one of those letters in, because then it highlights it on the screen, so then I can see, you know, I can see it. It stands out a little bit better. Greatly appreciated if you have something you want me to read. But I do try to get to all of the chats there. Or you can always send in a super chat or a direct donation. Again, that's nothing you have to do. You don't have to do that. But it is greatly appreciated. So, but I want to know down in the comments below, guys. Have you guys seen all of the reactions and reviews of Birds of Prey? It seems like a lot of them that I've watched so far have been pretty good. Getting some positive feedback for this film. I was planning on going to see this film anyway here over the weekend, and then I'm going to be getting a hold of LB over at the Lonely Banter and see if he can come on either Monday or Tuesday to come on, and we'll talk a little bit more about it, and maybe we'll see if we can get some other people involved in that as well. And that will be, you know, probably on Monday or Tuesday morning. It will be. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. I'm excited to see this movie after hearing some of the reviews. Like, okay, like going into it, I was like, yeah, all right, I'll go see the movie, because I go see most of these movies at the theater anyway. But now seeing all these reviews, I'm like, all right. Most of the ones I've heard have been pretty positive. While they're still positive, they're not necessarily all good at the same time. You know, I haven't yet watched one of the videos where somebody has come out and just outright trashed this film yet. I still got some reviews that I've got to catch up on and get watched. So, look forward to that. Make sure that you are also, like I said, subscribe so you can make sure that you get the notification when we do that video next week. Okay, so Sith Lord, Van Jexter, Terrazon, thank you so much for being here. Everybody's saying good morning. Been sleeping in the past couple of days, says Sith Lord. It happens, man. It happens. I did yesterday, and even today I slept in just a little bit later than I'd like to. Because I'm normally up at like 4:35 in the morning. You know what I mean? To get my day started. Plus, I'm out here on the West Coast, and I've got to get my kids ready for school and everything. So I've got to wake up early. If I want to get one of my good bike rides in, I've got to get out early in the morning to get that done. Luckily, right now my training schedule isn't requiring as much bike riding as it is just working out and things like that, getting ready to go into the next phase, when the meat and potatoes starts to get here of my training, which is going to be base training for my cycling for the season. Which, thinking about it, is pretty rough, because I think my hours are set in about 13 and a half hours a week to 14 and a half to, like, it scales up each week for 3 weeks. And so, yeah. But, okay, so who else we got here? Captain Pennsylvania, thank you so much for being here. Longbox Diving, good morning, how are you doing? As a matter of fact, just yesterday I was on, you guys should go check it out, Phelan Reacts, a channel here on YouTube. You should go check it out. I was there with Longbox Diving yesterday as we were talking about just comic books and movies, and just kind of how they all relate and our thoughts and things on them. It was a pretty good time. You know, I know I've seen Longbox Diving here in the chats before on some of the live streams and in the comments on some of the videos, and you know, we finally got a chance to interact on there, and I can't wait. One of these days we need to get together and do some more stuff together. Definitely a good conversation. That was definitely some fun stuff to be had there. Comic Crypt of Castle Hills, thank you so much for being here. Says Dylan's rant sent me. Awesome, yeah. Dylan is a great dude. He's a fairly new YouTuber like me. I mean, I haven't been doing it much longer than him, if you think about it. And he's he's got a small channel and it's growing, man. It's really great to see. Dylan is a great guy. He loves his comic books. He loves talking about comic books. You can always find him out in the comic book community on different channels, streaming with others, or even just doing some of his streams on his own channel. Great stuff. Yeah, he's normally here in the chats a lot of the times, but I don't know. Maybe he's been sleeping in too. Fanjexer says, okay, saying hello. Let's see who else we got in here. Due to reviews, thank you so much for being here. Says cool shirt. Yeah, thank you. This is actually an old shirt. You probably the screen, the camera shows how bad it looks. It's all cracked and everything. This is old, dude. This is like from the 90s probably. Yeah, I got this a long time ago. And the eyes on here, you probably can't tell, but they're kind of like textured. It's not like glitter, but it's got like this really thick. It's almost like grip tape on a skateboard. It's almost like that. Vlad Riot, thank you so much for being here. Will Gentry, thank you so much for being here. Says good afternoon. Yeah, it is afternoon. It's probably like evening where you're at, is it not? Or I guess late afternoon, like 4ish or so, 3 or 4. I am True Skills. Thank you so much for being here. Will Gentry says my mom would really not give a fuck. Oh, about what? About what? What I missed there? Would not get. Two Gun Pedro says, pew pew! Good morning, Two Gun Pedro. I hope you're having a very good day today. Perry Comics, lurking as always. Sith Lord says, hopefully the day goes by quick. I'm hoping it goes by slow. Nice cup or glass. Oh yeah, the Spider-Man, love it. Yeah, I'm a nerd, man. I'm a nerd. I do one thing for my health every day. I smoke. Do something good for your health every day. Like maybe just cutting back a little bit. Cutting back. You know, I stopped, like, I smoked a little. I was never really, like, a serious smoker. But I stopped smoking once I really got into cycling. It was just something, for one, I didn't have time to. And, you know, one day I'm just sitting there like, why are you, like, yeah. It was just kind of a natural thing. It all happened naturally on its own. I definitely need to get back to the gym after I slipped a disc last year. I've not been for about 7 months. Definitely. And make sure you always, you know, make sure you take it easy. You don't want to have a slipped disc or anything like that or injure yourself. And that's one of the things why I always tell people when you start a new program, don't jump. I mean, it's okay to jump right into it and immerse yourself, but don't get to the point where you get there and, you know, like I said, you knock it out of the park and all of a sudden you can't work out for the next couple of days. That does you no good. I lift my son repetitively. Hey, that works. I like doing curls with him and his 30-pound stocky body. There you go. I'm stuck at work right now, hiding from the boss. That's when he's in the stall, sitting there with his earbuds, like, oh man, we're here on Second Street Marvel's morning movie chat. Oh man, that's funny. Best exercise I think for most people would simply be to walk the shops every day for those daily needs, milk and bread and stuff. Oh, ooh, milk. Bread? Will, we got to have a chat, son. I'm kidding. But yeah, I get you, man. Yeah, I mean, just getting out and, you know, just doing something. Horizontal exercising is fun, and yes, and it's actually good for you on so many other different levels as well. It is. It really is. It's a great workout. I presume you're talking about sleeping. I got to go to the eye doctor with my spawn, folks. I'll see y'all tonight. Have a great Friday. Well, you have a good night or a good day as well, Tara. And I hope to see you tonight on the Trailer Park Live. King Bar says, my brother from another. I think the whole idea of DS to Doctor Strange 2 being horror flick was corny. I'm glad they are taking it in a new direction. I'm not for sure how much they're taking it in a new direction as much as maybe Scott Derrickson just didn't want to do some of the things that they wanted him to do. And hey, I get that, man. You know, you used to. He's probably used to making smaller films where he pretty much has a lot of his own say-so, and that's not what Kevin Feige does. And Sam Raimi has worked with Kevin Feige before and has worked within those confines before, so he understands that. And of course, that's something that like not every director wants to get into that, or when they get into it, maybe he had a good experience with the first Doctor Strange film. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do a second one. And then maybe he got into this one, was kind of like, okay, like they're being a little more demanding this time. So I get it, but I don't know that necessarily it was ever going to be horror necessarily, so much as something like they're saying scary, because I think there's a difference, and scary can mean many things. But taking with Sam Raimi, I think it's a good thing, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. Perry Comics says, "What's up?" Let's see. I see reviews good and bad. Yeah, definitely. Um, you can only play video games if you are riding a stationary bike. Is the trick to good health? Hey, that works. That works. I'm going to watch Birds of Prey tonight. Awesome. Haven't seen the movie yet. Me neither. The reviews are all over the place, but still have no desire to see it or pay or at least pay to see it. Hey, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Yeah, I hear you. I totally hear you. I've seen pretty much mostly positive. I'm seeing it Sunday, so we'll see. Yep, we will see, man, for sure. I hope Leto is not in it. I don't think he is. No, I heard he's not in it though. I have seen a number of reviews for Birds of Prey. It's a real mixed bag. Some like it, some hate it. Some are just meh about it. But the overall census seems to be it's not as bad as people were expecting. I think that's it for the most part. Yep. Alex, thank you so much for being here. Den of Nerds executive producer. Two Gun Pedro says I'm avoiding all Birds of Prey stuff until I go see it. Yeah, I've already watched not any spoiler reviews. I mean, today Joshua over at on the Den of Nerds live, he talked about it and he was saying there was spoilers. I didn't really see much. He didn't really talk about much spoilers for the movie. I don't think. But I guess having the audience there, you still want to say that you might spoil it anyway, just in case, because I'm sure he probably wanted to jump into a lot of spoiler talk. It's a wait to video for me, says James. Nice. Yeah, I hear you. Joker getting really into prison culture is hilarious. Dig Leto's Joker and wish we got more. Yeah, I kind of wish that he would have got a chance to do a little bit more. I'll agree with that. Cuz like the other one, that Suicide Squad, I'm not a big fan of it. King Bar says, "Thank goodness I cringe every time I see his face." Okay, I must have missed something. Okay, he's not in it. Alex says, "Been sick and worked from home the last 4 days. I'm dying and need entertainment." All right, well, thank you for finding it here. You should see tonight's show. That's going to be some real entertainment. High seas for me, Sonic. I'll probably go see in theaters. Okay, nice. Yeah, I'll probably take the kids to go see Sonic the Hedgehog at the theater. I'll probably take them to see that. Let's see. Where was I just at here? Somewhere I lost it. Jim Carrey is the main reason I will go see Sonic. Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, it was lots of fun. Yes, it was long box diving. It was lots of fun yesterday. Had a good time, man. Had a good time. You need some video games, bro. Dylan, busy making his bed. Perry, that's funny. You're funny. I forgot that dude was in it. Says Captain Pennsylvania. Oh, what? Oh, Jim Carrey. Yeah. Let's see. Great Cancel says I exercise by typing. You will still fit in a shirt from that long ago. Swole. Yes. Well, because before when I was younger, I was chubby. I was always a little bit chubby. When I was growing up. Not to say that I wasn't always active or anything like that. I just didn't. I probably had a shit diet and I was probably just a kid. I had but yeah, I was always chubby. And at my heaviest, when my daughter was born, my oldest daughter, which would be 10 years ago here now. I think my heaviest, I was over 260. I was pretty big. And then she was born. My daughter was born, and my kids changed a lot for me, for the better, I always wanted kids and everything, and things changed for the better. I mean, the kids being there gave me more. They actually gave me the motivation to go seek out more of my dreams and think and concentrate and more on myself and being healthier and more fit and things like that. Um, like it's not like it was like something to live for, but it was kind of my motivation. When I seen my baby daughter born, my first one, I remember, just looking into her eyes, and then one night I was sitting there, yeah, but when she was born, looking into her eyes, I'm like, man, I need to clean my act up, just and not that like I was like bad or anything. I smoked cigarettes a little bit, I drank more, and just things like that, and I just kind of did. I was a little more aimless, I guess. You know what I mean? And it was it was a little more focused once she was born, and and then subsequently all the kids. And I'm telling you, like when my God, I think when I was I think when my second daughter, my second child, my youngest daughter was born, I was at my fittest. I was at my fittest. You should go on Facebook and check out my channel or my page there, The Peddler. Um, over there, I've got a picture of me when I was probably at my fittest. I wasn't at my slimmest, but I was probably at like my fittest, like as far as like muscle wise and everything. It was good. Like I said, goals, man, goals. Always got, and yeah, you got to think I'm 10 years older now. You know, more in my other daughter's case, 9 years older now. So you know, it's harder to keep up with that kind of stuff. But yeah. See, I kind of went off there again. Alex Denner Nerd says, "Head hurts too bad. Try some Overwatch, and my brain stopped. My brain pooped the bed." It's 4:16 right now. So late in the afternoon. Okay, yep. My mom wouldn't give a shit about watching you. Okay. Well, dang it, man. Dang it. Will. Okay. Well, tell her anyway. Invite her, cause you never know. Alex says currently driving for doctor. Currently driving for doctor. Doctor for a second time in 3 days. Oh man, that sucks. Um, at Kettle, Pennsylvania, he may have forgot he was in it too. Oh right. Let's see. Oh dang it! It just jumped again. Um, Captain Pennsylvania. Well, it is Jim Carrey we are talking about. He can make gold. He can make gold of turds. Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. Tore my labrum and meniscus last November going too hard with rock climbing too fast. Oh, I hear you. I hear you, man. Yeah, I hear you. You know, one of the things, Alex, and I get that. I'm wondering, Alex. I want to know. Do you do yoga by chance? Do you do yoga? Because I'm telling you, like, and I don't do yoga enough, and I need to make it more my regular routine, especially during writing season. But I believe if everybody out there in the world did 30 minutes of yoga every single day, the world would be a much better place. Yoga really puts me in a different mind space than just about anything. Even on a good day of writing, when I feel at one with nature and I'm out there enjoying the fresh air and all of that stuff, and just writing good and just feeling good. Um, Yoga's different. It really is. It really is, and it helps with so many things. So many things. Uh, let's see. Longbox Diving says, "Yeah, go to the gym today." Yes, definitely. James says, "Alex, I had to get my labrum surgically repaired with 5 anchors. That injury is no joke. Oof, man, that hurts." Is Sam Raimi confirmed as director now? As far as I know, he is not confirmed. Just still in talks with. Yeah, sounds like he jacked himself up pretty good. Ironically, oh dang it! Ironically, don't eat meat or bread. I can't stand milk, and I rarely eat sandwiches. The one thing I buy every time I walk to the shops is strawberries and Greek yogurt for a smoothie. Ooh yeah, and that sounds delicious too. Captain Pennsylvania says I haven't seen that guy in a while though. AFK Bar, thank you so much for being here. Says I never watched this. Unfortunately, it just didn't fit in my realm of interest in the MCU. I'm not big on the magic stuff. Yeah, I was gonna say, and hiya, by the way. Yes, and good morning to you, AFK Bard. Yeah, for me, like, I love the Doctor Strange movie. It's not, like, one of the best ones, but I like it. For one, I mean, it's got Benedict Cumberbatch. He's pretty cool. I liked the movie, the cinematics, and everything going on in it. And two, Rachel McAdams. How could you ever deny Rachel McAdams, right? King Bar says, yeah, he kind of went Martin Lawrence on us for a while there. Yes. I'm all left up, says Alex. Yeah, man, that sounds like it too. Um, AFK Bars, you wouldn't watch it even though it sets up stories for the overall arc? I know I would, but I mean, I watch all those movies anyway. I always thought Leto's Joker was the one in Batman Beyond, another one down the line. Yeah, oh yeah, just a different version, certainly. I'm taking my daughter to go see Sonic. She's pretty excited. Yeah, my kids, I'm sure they'll want to go see it. I haven't really heard them say anything though. Storyman Jax, thank you so much for being here. Says forgot Doctor Strange name was dropped in Spider-Man 2. Yeah, in the scene where they were God, what was it in the newspaper scene where they're in Jameson's office and they were throwing around the different ideas and stuff. Wasn't that the part it was at? Yeah, I think that was the part. Yeah, where they were sitting there talking about Jameson was thinking up headlines or whatnot. I feel like Tails would be left out. Yeah. I wonder if Tails will be in the movie or just Sonic, says Vlad, right? Yeah, I don't know. When did Sonic come out? I don't know on that one. Fanjector says, I'm right there with you. I I was at 240 when my second kid was born 2 years ago. As of today, I'm 201, heading towards my 180 goal. Yes, and one of the things is like, you know what it was is like I have all this knowledge of this stuff of working out and being healthy and eating healthy and all this stuff. I just never really put it into play for myself. You know what I mean? And but anytime I've ever done anything, I've always been successful at it. Well, not always, but you know what I mean. Like in my adult life, I've been successful in most of my endeavors because one of the things, I've had good mentors along the way, and two, you learn from other people's mistakes. You also learn from other people's successes, and that's one thing I definitely like to pay attention to a lot is people's successes and people's failures, where they do really good and where they need development at, and always look at those kinds of things. And I've developed myself in those same kind of ways, thinking about those exact same things and thinking about standards as well. Not only my own standards, but also seeing what other people's standards are, and just things like that. You can kind of get a real feel for how people are. I doubt Tails will be in it. Trinity is such a softie. Me, AFK Bard. Maybe you may have missed, and maybe tonight we might see. But I know a lot of people, like my audience has grown a lot since then. But believe me, go back and watch some of my trailer park lives from, say, maybe like July, August, September. There's some others out there earlier. Some of the trailer park lives that I did on Fridays that are interesting, to say the least. AFK Bard sends a $5 super chat. Says Strange was mentioned in Far From Home, Spider-Man 2. Peter asked if he was available to help, and they said he was out of reach. Oh yeah. In Far From Home also. Yeah, okay. I thought you meant like in the yeah, in the other movie. Certainly. Let's see. Den of Nerds, thank you so much for being here. Says, good on you talking about exercise. It's such an important thing. Also, that Bardock figure is dope. Yeah, I got Bardock up there. I think my mom got that one for me for Christmas. I got Goku right over here. I've also got my Vegeta right there. I've also got some others that aren't on here. I've got the little Dragon Balls and everything. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I need to go back through, and that's one of the things I've wanted to do is go through and watch all of the seasons of Dragon Ball and then Dragon Ball Z and things like that, and bring reviews and talk about those. I'd probably bring Perp Minded here on the channel to talk about some of those things and nerd out about them, because I know he's definitely into his anime stuff, and probably also 19K Fox. I know he's into his anime stuff as well. And again, thank you all so much for those generous donations. I do greatly appreciate that. Um, King Bar says, Trinity, thanks for being here for us nerds. I'm speech impaired because of a brain injury. Otherwise, I wish I could have a channel, but you are an inspiration, my brother. Thank you. You're very welcome, King Bars. Man, that means a lot hearing that message from you. It really does mean a lot. Your kind words, and also it's interesting. Speech impaired from a brain injury. Yeah, man, that happens. Like, and that's what like I'm a cyclist, so there's all different ranges of cyclists. I mean, from me, like I'm a roadie. There's mountain bikers. There's BMXers out there. Like one of the guys that owns one of the local bike shops here where I live at. A good friend of mine. He grew up being like the only self-sponsored BMXer out there back in the day. His name was the Butcher, and there's reasons behind that. But dude, he's a beast. But recently, I know, just like head injuries and things like that happen, and you never know. Like, it's been probably easily 5 years ago. I was out riding one day, and all of a sudden, like, I was just kind of up out of the saddle, bike rocking back and forth, and it wasn't windy or anything. I don't even really know what happened, but all I remember is like my foot slipped, like I'm not sure if the chain dropped or what, and I went over the handlebars and hit my head on the ground, got cut, I don't know, a little jacked up, passed out for a second. I was knocked out for a second, I guess, and woke up. I was concussed. I had a mild concussion from it, but I was probably about 8 miles, maybe about 8 miles here from my house. Out in the middle of nowhere. I remember waking up. I like waking up, and it was at dusk. It was at dusk time too. Woke up and I was like, oh man. I was like, man, what happened? And I woke up and I was looking around. I'm like, where am I? I was like, dude, what the? And I was like, And I like I see my bike and everything started to come to, and I was like, oh yeah, I was out riding. I'm like, I crashed. I was like, I crashed, and then I hopped up and I was looking around. Like, okay, now where am I? I was looking around and seeing the mountains and seeing the okay. I like everything started coming back to me. I know where I am. I started to remember what happened, and I was like, okay. So I could imagine how traumatic something like that would be, like brain injuries and stuff like that. Certainly, and I think a lot about that stuff all the time too. And sometimes, like one time I was leaving the house when my mom was here in town visiting. I told my wife and my mom, like, hey, I'm gonna go and ride this route. I'm gonna do this and that, just in case you guys don't hear from me. And my mom's like, if you feel like that, maybe you should go ride. I'm like, and I'm like, well, I'm just, and I tell her like, I'm just letting you guys know where I am, just in case, just in case, I don't make it back in X amount of hours, because I know about how long it should take me to do that. Then hey, something might be wrong if you haven't heard from me. So hey, but I also told her, I'm like, but if I took that thought, that mentality of going out and riding, like, oh, you got to look out for this and that, then I would never get out and ride. Because at any time, somebody could not be paying attention to the road and just swipe me right off the road and just hit me with their car, and and there's that, and just all those different kinds of things. It's just the world we live in. It's just part of the dangers of doing what I like doing. So, you take those things into consideration, and I certainly don't take them for granted neither. But other than that, man, I hope you're doing well, King Bars, and I appreciate your kind words. My girlfriend does yoga, and I want to start doing it. Okay, Alex. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm telling you, yoga is great. Yoga is freaking great. I love yoga. Trinity is the man. He strives for an all-inclusive community. I do my best, and that's the thing. Like, for a while here, and I haven't seen him here in the chats in a while. Is some of our friends, like freedom of speech, who like to come in here and say this stuff and call people their ists and their isms. Those things, like, you don't have to do that. There's other people out there in the fandom community as well that are, so, like, they just want to be combative and everything. They want to be combative about a lot of things. And it's like, okay, like, you know what? Most of us are like, if you don't have a problem with this person's content, that person's content, how somebody feels about this, somebody feels about that, come out and, like, on a stream sometime and just nerd out with us. Just talk about stuff. It's okay. It's okay. You're more than welcome to be part of any of the fandom communities. You just don't have to be a jerk. Like, that's the thing. People don't. You don't have to be a jerk. It's okay to still have those thoughts and not like somebody for what they do. And maybe if you could come onto a stream sometime, and talk to somebody and just be cool and not have to be a jerk like you think they're a jerk, we can get somewhere. It's okay. You can be part of the community and just come in and talk about nerdy things. That's what it's all about, right? I mean, that's the ultimate thing. I think anybody is open into communicating and having doing those kinds of things positively. If you don't be a jerk to them, like, you get on the stream, even if you got a problem with somebody, you get on stream, even if you want to pick those bones on screen on the stream and everything, you still don't have to be a jerk about it. You can, like, you don't have to be at each other's throats constantly, because you're in a confrontation at that point, and you might get irrational, and it happens. People get in the heat of the moment. But that's the thing. Like I said, we've seen, like I said, one of those freedom of speech is the one that I know is coming in here, dropping all the Brie Larson quotes, and then the one day that I was counting on freedom of speech being here to bring us those Brie Larson quotes for the video I was talking about because I needed them that day, they didn't show up. I think the day before they kind of got into it with one of the moderators on the channel and everything. It's like you're more than welcome to be here. Like, anybody's welcome to be here. I don't care. I'm like, and believe me, I'm not making a content that appeals to everybody, and I'm not expressing opinions that everybody's going to agree with. And it's okay to disagree. It's okay to disagree. I'm sure maybe school didn't teach you that. Maybe your parents didn't teach you that. Or maybe you just don't understand that. Or maybe somehow you forgot that. But it's okay to disagree. We don't have to be jerks about it just because we disagree about something. But thank you again, guys. Thank you so much for your kind words, man. Like, I'm just a hack with a camera and a microphone, man. That's really about it. Very personable and always connecting with fans. Love it. I do my best, man. I do my best. Most smile spreading people I can think of. God, you guys are too nice, man. I lost memories of everything from before my head injury. Hearing his pass. He passed away. Made me cry inside. Oh, who were we talking about there? Um, I know it skipped on me. Oh, Robin Williams. Yeah, definitely. Will Gentry says, I have to agree with you on both points of Trinity. It's not one of the best, but it's a good movie, and Rachel McAdams is sweet. Oh, yeah. Love Rachel McAdams. Main reason I'm going to see Birds of Prey is because I'm obsessed with Margot Robbie. Great actress and so damn fine. Yeah, she is. She very much is. Sorry to hear that everything gone. Yeah, so Good Morning Vietnam after I heard about it. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Storyman Jack says, I was 300 pounds. I was diagnosed with diabetes. I finally went keto. I now weigh 175 and 180. Nice, nice. And that's where I'm trying to get back to. That's where I normally am at, like 175, 180. It's for my height and everything. I think it's a good weight to be at. Although I would like, because I'm a cyclist, I would like to get down to 170 during riding season. Maybe even 160, 165, which I've been down to before, and I know I can get down to without being all skinny and scrawny and all that stuff. Just by being fit, I know I can get down to 165 and be just like super slim, less body fat and everything. And I got to aim for that during the peak cycling season. But yeah, man, that's awesome, man. I've been thinking about doing that too, reaching out to some people like yourself, Storyman Jack, that have stories that can inspire us to bring here onto the channel and talk a little bit about those things, because that's one of the things I like. Is I like success stories. I like journey stories. Hearing about somebody's journey when it comes to things like that. But yeah, I'm getting ready to get back into ketosis myself, like strict ketosis, and doing that here over probably this next week. Law of attraction helps with success as well. Yes, it very much does. It very much does. And I've been lucky. In my whole life to be blessed to be able to come across and meet a lot of great people. I've been very fortunate. Sometimes I take a look around in all aspects of my life, in all aspects, from my friends to the friends I've made. Just who are, I guess you could say, started off as more like business relationships and things like that. Even some of the things here on YouTube, I start to look around at all of the people that I'm around, all of the people I've been fortunate enough to come across and meet. I feel blessed. I feel blessed to be in such great company with a lot of great people. And that doesn't mean that everybody that I've come across it's always a great interaction, because there's one thing I believe is that everybody, whether good or bad, whether I like them or not, everybody I have come across in my life feeds into who I am. They are part of who I am, just through our experiences and things like that. So yeah. Yeah, definitely, and that's what they say. They say that you attract who you are, and well, I'd like to think that I've attracted a lot of great people. Certainly, all of you people that are here. Fanjexter says, "Storyman Jack, I want to say awesome, but I don't want to seem like a dick saying awesome to have." Right, I see. I know where you're going there, Fanjexter. Definitely, I'm pretty sure we all agree. Vlad or King Bar says almost everything. I remember a lot about comics, some music, and 90s X-Men cartoons. Nice, yeah, definitely. Where is your Ichigo? Ichigo? I don't have an Ichigo. What's an Ichigo? Then it says, nice, dude. Fanjack says, we are used to it. My entire mother's side of the family is either type 1 or type 2. Yeah. Yeah. At some point, a lot of it comes down to genes. A lot of things come down to genes. It really does. But I do also believe that it's possible to change some of those things as well with just our daily life choices and things like that. You can improve the situation. It may not take time, and maybe, like bloodline kind of things. You know what I mean? I believe a lot of that stuff can be changed. But one thing, it starts off with having good genes, and I think I'm somewhat lucky in that department because I don't know, just all the things I've done on my journey like in health and as a cyclist, and just all the different things that I've went out there and ever done really. I've found some measure of success by, like I said, being consistent, doing things. Take a look at others, look what others are doing, and try to, man, we're not even getting into Doctor Strange 2 talk, are we? Look at what others are doing and what has been successful for others, and go off of that. like when I was like when I'm cycling, and especially a few handful of years ago, maybe about 4 years ago, Alberto Contador. He's like, I used to not like Alberto Contador as a cyclist, but he was one hell of a cyclist. By the time he retired, I was a huge fan of his. But what I would do is while we're out riding, I would mimic what he did on the bike while I'm out riding. And believe me, I probably weigh. At the time, I probably weighed easily 30 pounds more than Alberto Contador. Probably more than that. Probably 40 or 50 more pounds than Alberto Contador did. But I watched the way he moves on a bike, and I would try to mimic that and just do all those things. And I'm telling you, I think that kind of stuff really helps. You got to pattern off of somebody else. You know what I mean? Find what works for other people to try to model that for yourself. Like take inspiration from others. Something I certainly always try to do. And sometimes, for good or bad, I do take inspiration from others. If you ever want to do a rewatch of DBZ, I'm with you. Well, I will start off with Dragon Ball, the series when he was a kid, because I've got all those things. Yeah, I love that stuff. We love some anime, says Kat. All right, nice. It's been about 11 months now. I don't even know who most of my family is still, but I am blessed to be alive and be here with you guys. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Definitely. Glad to have you here, King Bars. Sith Lord says, need to check out McFarlane's Tortured Souls line from Clive Barker and Twisted Wizard of Oz figures. Huh. Interesting. I take it they must be nice. AFK Bard says, yikes, Trent, I had a major wipeout on a bike going downhill when I was 12. Foot went in the spokes and it flipped forward, and I slid 20 feet on my knees and elbows. Yeah, ouch. Oof. Yeah, as I was gonna say, 2 years ago, actually that's when I kind of started getting back into comics. 2 years ago, I was actually out on a bike ride with my friends, man, and I was probably the fittest I had been on my bike. I was riding my best, everything. I was at the point of the year, like I was getting ready to probably have my best season of riding ever. I was probably going to be putting in the most miles. I was feeling the best. I was light. I was fit. Dude, I'm telling you, I was in prime condition. I wanted to go out. I just wanted to build on that. And I can't remember. I didn't do it. I can't remember that I did any racing that year, and I should have. But I wanted to, and that's something I want to maybe do next year. Kind of build up my fitness, get everything back there to go out and do some racing next year. But yeah, I was out riding, and we were out doing a ride I've done 100 times easily. And we were coming back. It was on a Saturday afternoon. Me and my friend split off from there was I think there was probably about 4 or 5 of us. 3 of them went on up the road the same way we came home, and me and my other friend, we took another road to get in a little bit, climbing a few more miles. And when we were coming down this hill, and it was all twisty and curvy. It was a windy day. It was a nice day though, but it was windy. There was some sand on the road, and and then the funny thing is, we're coming out of a corner. My front wheel washed out from underneath me, and I hit the pavement and broke my collarbone. You can probably see all the scars there and everything. I broke my collarbone, fractured some ribs, and fractured my scapula. I was pretty jacked up. I wasn't concussed. I didn't hit my head. I was awake through the whole thing. I almost wish I wasn't. But yeah, so my stuff was all broke. I was out in the middle of nowhere. My friend, he crashed too, which I felt bad about. And then I walked down from the mountain into town, into the little town there, into Green Valley. My wife came and picked me up, took me to the hospital. They didn't really do anything. I don't even think they gave me painkillers. At the time, which I wouldn't have took anyway. Because it wasn't that bad. And then I think that happened on a Saturday. I went in for surgery on Tuesday. They put a plate in that night. It wasn't even that night. It was the following night. I think I used 2, maybe 3 of the painkillers that they gave me just to get through the night, just to sleep through the night. And I didn't take any after that. 10 days post-surgery, I was back on my bike. Riding 10 days post-surgery. Probably not at the advisement of the doctors or anything like that neither, but I was here at the house laying down, and my body started hurting, not being active, not moving, and just all those different types of things. And so it was a progression. I first got on my mountain bike, then I got on my aluminum road bike that sets more upright, then I got on my fixie, and then I finally got back on my road bike about 5 days later, a week after that. But the second I got on my bike and started moving again, I instantly felt better. Instantly felt better. And a lot of those kinds of things, it like really it really helped. But I still like I was on my bike 10 days later. I was on my bike 10 days later, and this all happened. God, was it in May? No, no, no. It happened in June. It happened in June. It happened June 15th. Was it June 15th? Of that year, June 15th of 2018. And because every summer I do a Tour de France challenge where I go out and try to ride 50% of the miles they do in the Tour de France. And that summer, I think I only missed it by like 100 miles, maybe 200 miles. I missed it by about 200 miles. And I was like, man, I was still down on myself about it because I sprung back, like I was there ready to put in miles by the time, 2 weeks later, maybe about 2.5 weeks later after that crash. It might have been 3 weeks later. It might have been exactly 3 weeks later because the Tour de France starts on Saturdays. And I crashed on a Saturday. I think it was like 3 weeks later. I was back on my bike, but everyone's like, "Hey, man, you still did good." Like, there's a lot of people out there that didn't even do like a lot of the guys that I ride with didn't even do that many miles. But I'm like, I'm down on myself. I'm not gonna beat myself up about it, but I'm down on myself because I know I could have done it. I know I could have done it, even with the injury and things like that. How many miles I missed? I still feel like I could have done it, and that's why I was down on myself. I know I wasn't down like, oh, it was just like, it sucks. It sucks I didn't hit it. I beat myself up about it because I know I could have done it. But that's one of the things, man. Like, it's just again, that's mentality stuff too. A lot of people wouldn't want to get back on the bike so soon. A lot of people wouldn't want to continue cycling after that. A lot of people might have families who be like, "Hey, you're not doing that anymore because like just stuff, right?" But that's the thing is you got to bounce back, man. You got to bounce back. And also, like I was saying earlier, mimic others. Do what others have done. I looked a lot into it before I even got back on the bike. I'm like, dude, I got to get back on my bike. I was looking at other people's injuries. I was in a lot of chat rooms and everything with other cyclists who have had the collarbone, their collarbone broken and everything. So I was in a lot of chats looking at different stuff, and then I looked at athletes as well, like professional athletes, because the way I looked at it is the way I look at it even now is I train like a professional athlete. You know, I put in the time, I put in the workouts, I put in the rides, I follow I follow a good diet and things like that. I need to do what a professional would do. And what would a professional do? A professional probably would have they would have had surgery that same night, been fixed up, and probably would have been back on their trainer the next day. I'm not rich, I'm not a sports star, this isn't my life, this isn't my living. But that's kind of still what I did for being the average Joe. And so I went out there and did that, and like I said, model off of what other people do. I seen other cyclists who had come out and done that, bounced back from the injuries and stuff like that. So I'm like, I can do that. Then I can do that. My body is fit. My body it's all ready to go. My mentally I wasn't hurt. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't turned away or anything like that. I wanted to get back on my bike. But now more so those effects come like later, like nowadays. Because like I think about like, oh man, I could crash any second now. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you got to put those at the back of your head, knowing that that could happen anytime, anytime. So you got to move on past those things. But man, see here. Oh man, here we go, man. Here we go. Getting off on stuff. But yeah, I'm telling you, I was at my fittest when that happened, and I fought back from it, and I bounced back, man. I bounced back, and yeah, I mean, I think that's something that we got to be resilient. We gotta be resilient to things, especially when it comes to you always gotta be able to confront yourself, your own insecurities, your own deepest, darkest thoughts about your own self. You know what I mean? You've got to be willing to face challenges and roadblocks and take them on in order to be successful. This is what successful people do. They don't let some stupid thing like crashing and breaking their collarbone out on a ride one day deter them from riding and being successful in what they want to do. That's something we've all got to do. And believe me, the hardest thing for most people is to be mentally resilient to things. But the more you go out and do things, you become you become accustomed to those kinds of things. You get more comfortable. You get in a zone, and that's the thing is like you kind of get on like that writer's high, that runner's high, and those kinds of things, and those are all good things for you. But you've also got to be prepared for that failure, that crash, that thing that might put a damper on your plans, that roadblock, and be able to go past them. You got to fail forward. Ooh, I just dropped the title of one of my favorite books out there, Failing Forward by John Maxwell. Very great book. But that's the thing is you got to know that there's always going to be adversity in anything you do. There's always going to be adversity. In your job right now, there's adversity. I guarantee. I don't care what position you're in. There's adversity there. But you're probably accustomed to that and desensitized to it in a way, which being desensitized isn't always a bad thing. So you've got to be able to, you got to be ready for those kinds of things. Man, we went way off, way off the rails today, but it's all good. King Bar says I spend a lot of time finding old photos. I used to be a musician. I have a lot of footage on YouTube, but still none ring bells. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Yeah, that is rough. I hope I can someday. I just don't know how I would connect with people, with my struggle to speak. Yeah, I get you. And that, you know what, you could still be a content creator and you could make videos where you're putting typed text up there. You could always do stuff like that, like a slideshow type of videos, with like slideshows showing videos, photos, and things like that. Man, it's still inspiring. Longbox Diving says can't live in fear. Absolutely not. And see, here's the thing is like you can't live in fear, but here's the thing is you got to let the fear drive you. You've got to let the fear motivate you. You can't, and sometimes you got to succumb to it too. Sometimes you got to face those fears, and that's the thing about it is you got to be willing to face those fears. But you can't give in to them. You can't give up to them. You got to face those fears, and you got to be willing to face those fears. You know what I mean? You got to be willing to face those fears. And a lot of those fears really come down to facing ourselves and being real with ourselves. That's ultimately what it's about. That's a lot of people's fears, being real with themselves and facing their own insecurities, facing their own biases, facing their own everything. It's one of the hardest things for people. And I suppose that's where I'm at. Like so many people think that, probably think a lot of the different things about me, about how I am and everything. But the thing is I've faced a lot of my own demons. I've been to a lot of places. I've experienced a lot of those things with a lot of people. I've been in positions where I've had to discuss things with people, not only about success, but teamwork and all of these different kinds of things. Personal development, leadership, all these different things. I've been there for people in those kinds of situations, mentored people. And what I used to do, I used to have to do that. And the thing is when you're talking about somebody else, especially in that situation where I was, in charge of people, I was in a leadership position and had to deal with people on a daily basis, is knowing how to deal with different personalities and getting those kinds of things down and dealing with those people and realizing and putting yourself in their shoes, and kind of, you got to realize, put yourself in their shoes and looking at me. You know what I mean? Like, how would I feel if I was in their position? How would I view myself? How would I take in what I'm saying? And how would I take in what this person is saying about me as well? And thinking about those kinds of things and navigating those waters. And that's why I am the way I am, you know what I mean? Because I really do, I take a lot of that into consideration because I've been in that position a lot of times, being insightful, but also, stepping out of the box and looking at not only at yourself, but looking at others. These are things I've done a lot of. And that's why a lot of times I'm comfortable with myself. I'm comfortable in what I say. People have, on Twitter and things like that, people have come at me and said all different kinds of things too, and I, like, these days I don't even, I just disregard those weirdos. But I'm comfortable in who I am. I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm comfortable in my thoughts. I know most of the things that I truly do think, feel, and have to say aren't offensive to anybody except for somebody who wants to be offended. So that's why. Ooh, I'm telling you, tonight we're gonna have a great night on the Trailer Park Live, guys. We're gonna have a great night on the Trailer Park Live tonight. Yeah. So, but that's what it is. Yeah. But the thing is, like, about the living in fear. Yeah, you don't want to live in fear, but you gotta let that fear drive you and motivate you to greater lengths. And like I said, being able to face those fears. And me, I like to do all of them. I like to be scared of those fears, and I like to also face those fears as well. I mean, that's what life's all about, man. And not letting things get you down, and letting roadblocks get in the way of things like that. Because you're gonna face roadblocks at some point. At some point, you're gonna face adversity at some point, and being prepared for that is the most important thing. And you can't safeguard yourself from it. That's the thing. I know one of these days I'm going to attract somebody who wants to come at me hard and throw shade my way and all that kind of stuff. And I'm probably going to sit there and watch the stuff and be like, hey, cool, man. Like, I'm willing to face those things, and I'm willing to not be mad about those things. You know what I mean? I know some people, so many people these days, especially on social media, here on YouTube and things like that, are so offended by things, and it's like these types of things don't really matter. These types of things don't really matter. What matters is, people's perception of you matters. People's perception of what you're doing does matter. It should matter to you too, but not in the sense to where you want to be offended by anything. You should look forward to hearing any of those kinds of things for your own personal development, taking other people's criticisms in and things like that. And that's why, I wait for those people to come into my chats so I can face some of those criticisms and things like that. Somebody the other day in one of my videos came in, after the fact, spouting off all this stuff, their ists and their isms about different people and this and that. And, I just told them, like, I think you got the wrong channel for whatever you're trying to preach. But, you do you. I mean, have a good day. It's somebody out there who wants to be combative, in these fandom movements, and wants to be combative in things. And it's like, and I told him, like, you're cool to be here, it's cool, but the thing is like, why be combative? We need to talk, we need to discuss, face those things. You know what I mean? And that's really ultimately what it comes down to, is everybody wants to be combative, but they don't want to face things in a reality and be real about it. Because people look too much into this stuff sometimes. People are sensitive to it. And this is not the world I grew up in. So maybe that's why I'm not like that. Why I don't really feed into all of that stuff, and why I look at this stuff. I'm like, this is just like weird to me. This is just weird to me. Especially like this thing. I have friends on Facebook who go through a lot of this stuff with dudes. Like dudes who send, dick pics to chicks on their inbox. It's just the way they hit on chicks these days through social media. I'm like, this is foreign to me, because I didn't grow up in this world. This is not what we do. But dudes do this, and they do it seriously. I'm just like, really? That's just weird to me. That's not how I grew up. And I see all of these same kinds of things going on in like the pop culture, and just all these different things, these fandoms and all this stuff, where people are like actually like that. Like, their social skills are limited. And that's ultimately what it is. Their social skills are limited, and it's not. And I don't think it's all that they don't all have personal interactions with people on a daily basis. But even in those interactions, I think their social skills are still diminished by not having maybe not even not having real friends, but having like real interactions and knowing boundaries and things like that. And they don't know how to conduct themselves. And I think a lot of that does have to do with the social media, the mobile phones, and all that kinds of stuff. And that's why it's important to. If you have kids, to be ahead on that curve, and just a lot of different things like that. I don't know. I could go on for days about this. Another $5 super chat from Den of Nerd says, "Damn, I'm feeling motivated as hell now. Thanks, Trinity. You're very welcome. And again, thank you for the $5 donation. I greatly appreciate that." And I'm sorry, guys. Everybody who's in here chatting, you guys are being really active in the chats right now, guys. Like I said, we went way off the rails here today from what I wanted to talk about. In case you guys can't tell, I have a lot of stuff on my mind right now. A lot of things going on out there, guys. A lot of things going on out there in the world today, and this isn't the show for that. Tonight's show, the Trailer Park Live, is the show for that. I'm not a very reactive person. That's why I don't do reaction videos and stuff like that. We're gonna have fun tonight on the Trailer Park Live. In case you can't tell, there's a lot on my mind. I've been thinking about a lot of things through a lot of the week, and just thinking about things because a lot has happened. A lot has happened here over the past couple of weeks for me and for the channel, and not all bad things. Not all bad things. No, as a matter of fact, none of them bad. It's all personal development stuff. Stuff and dealing with situations and things like that. And me being who I am, I don't believe me. I don't always handle every situation right. That's not to say that it's wrong, but I also sometimes handle situations the way I know they have to be handled, even if I know that other people aren't there on that level. I still have to deal with it the same, even taking into consideration how somebody else might feel about something, how somebody else approaches things, and different things like that. Because different people are different, but I am the same me. But I generally know how to deal with situations and people like that. And sometimes me being who I am and dealing with those situations, it doesn't always set well with others. It doesn't always set well with others. And I know that ahead of time. I take all of this stuff into consideration. Believe me, a lot of the things that I do are pretty, no, I wouldn't say calculated, but a lot of them are thought through. That's why I do. That's why I like not a reactionary type of person. I'm just not that reactionary type of person. Um, and let's see, did I miss any of the? I don't even know you anymore. You don't know Ichigo from Bleach. No, I don't. Sorry, I'm getting through the ones that people have tagged me in here, guys. On a very special Second Street Marvel says Fan Gesture. Thank you. Speaking the Truth says Stevie J's reviews. Thank you so much for being here, Stevie J. AFK Bard says often I feel I'm stuck in the middle between two different extremes. I know there are a lot of people who aren't crazy, but it seems the loud ones are always crazy. Yeah. 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 Yeah, definitely FK Bart. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. And by the way, I seen your super chat on John Campia's show the other day. I seen you. It was a good question you posed. Good question you posed. And I just don't think he wanted to go there on that question. Campia didn't with some of his things. Like he took it on, but I know he's one of those guys. He'll share his certain opinions at times, and you can tell there's other times when he holds back and don't want to be 100% real with it. And with that question you asked, I get it. I get it. Fanjexter says, well, I guess I better brew a big thing of coffee before tonight to stay up for the Trailer Park Live. You probably do. It's going to get interesting. Guys, it's been a very great conversation this morning. Thank you all so much for being here. See, we got off on this tangent. I wanted to talk about Doctor Strange 2 and Sam Raimi and how it's so great because Sam Raimi is he's a great director. He's done a lot of good movies, and that's the thing is there's people out there that they will go out there and they'll be like, oh, like he's not a great director. What's he done that's great? What's he done? Like, oh, Spider-Man 2, one movie. Oh, okay. The thing is like great films. Does he have any great films? Spider-Man 2 is probably the peak. He has a lot of good films. He has a lot of good things that he's done in those films, with those actors and everything. All of his goods equal up to a great. He is a great director. Does that mean all his movies are great? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's a good director. He knows what he's doing in his niche, especially. He knows how to make films. Case in point, one of the things I was even talking about the other day, go watch the movie The Gift with Greg Kinnear, Katie Holmes, not Will, but Keanu Reeves, Kate Blanchett. There's so many other great people in that film. You should go watch it. That is another one of his great films. I will put that out there. Now, the thing is I won't put like Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness there because those are very great films for what they are. I think along his path, he got greater than that. But those movies are great accomplishments in the horror genre. And that's the thing is like I said, people are out there, like, well, like Sam Raimi is a great director. You know, does he have a lot of great films? No, but all of his goods equal up to great. I will give him that. So it's a good thing him coming onto this Doctor Strange 2, if in fact he does come onto it. I don't think these announcements get made without people really being serious about wanting to do the role. He probably wouldn't be in talks with them if he wasn't serious about taking the role. It wouldn't even be a story. So this is something that I mean, hopefully happens. He is a good director. Especially doing the films he does, doing what he can do. It will be interesting to see if he does come on board and what he's going to do with Doctor Strange 2 if he does come on board. I was also talking a little bit yesterday about how he's worked with Bill Pope many times, and they've found great success together and make beautifully shot films together. And then how also Chillmonger brought up the fact that Marvel typically when with a stable of I think of like cameramen and different things like that, definitely they go for younger talent. They want to bring people up, and that's great. And that's something that Sam Raimi could certainly do as well if they don't bring on a Bill Pope to help be the DOP for this movie. And I'm telling you, if they did bring on Sam Raimi, and they did bring on Bill Pope for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, it don't even need to be scary for it to be what it can be. It don't even need to be horror for them to do that, for them to do what they want to do in the film. Because Sam Raimi and Bill Pope together, man, I'm telling you, it's bliss. It's nothing but bliss that you get from these two when they team up together to bring us a great film. I'm telling you, go out there and look at the films that Sam Raimi and Bill Pope have done together, and I think you'll agree. Bill Pope was actually the cameraman. I believe he was the cameraman on the Matrix movie as well. At least I think he was like on the first one. He may have been on board for all of them. I can't remember, but go look him up. So that's why I think it would be great, because I'm thinking of what Doctor Strange 2 could be with Sam Raimi and Bill Pope both on board to make that movie. I'm just sitting here like oh, and hopefully you guys got that, but it would definitely be a good thing. Orville Nation sends a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Says congrats on a great channel. Regards, PJ. Thank you so much for being here, Orville Nation, and thank you so much for the kind words. I greatly appreciate that. Isn't Bill Pope the DOP for Shang-Chi? He's probably too busy with that. Well, they could very well play together. I don't know. Is he the DOP for Shang-Chi? I haven't really looked into a lot of those kinds of things, but let's check that out. Let's just look up Bill Pope. And I believe he's directed a couple of movies as well. Let's see. He's directed 8 films. Breast of Chris Isaac. I think I think a lot of it was music stuff. Yeah, it looks like it was all music stuff. But yeah, let's see. No. All filmography. Director. Is it going to tell us upcomings or not? Director. How about cinematographer? Upcoming projects. Says Charlie's Angels 2019. He did Alita Battle Angel. We're upcoming projects. There we go. Shang-Chi, yeah. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I did not know that. Interesting. But, yeah, you very well may be right. He obviously would be too busy. Dang. But you know what? A guy like Bill Pope might be able to pull it off. He might be able to pull that off. Man, that actually got me excited for Shang-Chi now. Damn, I didn't know that. Dang. Zombie movie suggestions, anybody? I don't really have any because I'm not really big into zombie and vampire movies. But I'm not really good. But if you want a good body horror, go watch the new Soska Sisters film that just came out on Tuesday, Rabid. Great one. A dude review says maybe there are not seen them. If there is, we'll look it up at King Bars. Oh, okay, I must have missed something there. At Dude Review says Sam Raimi has a great style, would work so well with Doctor Strange. Absolutely. Let's see. A Dude Reviews. King Bar says that a Dude Reviews just saw Evil Dead's, including the reboot last weekend. Loved all of them. I don't think I've seen the reboot, the Evil Dead, the new one. I don't think I've seen that one. Drag Me to Hell was a good movie. Dawn of the Dead original. Yeah, certainly. I don't know if there are Kristen Stewart fans in here, but I would make a dig about her acting in Charlie's Angels was kind of like a zombie. Sorry, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that. And I haven't really seen enough of her work to know how great she is or good of an actor she is. Captain Pennsylvania says, I watched Rabid last night. That shit was fire. Yeah, it was a good one. Good one. Christy Swanson, original Buffy, and still sexy. Oh yeah, Christy Swanson, definitely. Definitely. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now. Went a little bit longer than planned, a little bit longer than usual. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. Like I said, guys, make sure that you're subscribed. Click the little bell so you get notifications and all of that good stuff. Especially make sure you haven't clicked on. Turn on those notifications because tonight is the Trailer Park Live at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Like I said, in case you guys can't tell today, got a lot of things on my mind, a lot of things we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to go ahead and, in case you guys don't know me, in case you guys haven't been around here long enough and seen some of those earlier versions of the Trailer Park Live from, I would say, maybe July, August, September, October, go and check some of those out. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, that's all I'll say. And maybe some of you weren't here back then to see how we get on the Trailer Park Live sometimes. Because sometimes it gets real live. And in case you can't tell, guys, it's been a live week. It's been a live couple weeks, and we're going to go ahead and dive a little bit more into that. You all have a very good day, and we'll see you all tonight on the Trailer Park Live. Later.